Dear Captain, I play Protoss because I'm a gentleman and because I want to feel like I've actually earned my wins. If I try a dumb strategy and it doesn't work out, I generally just lose the game. However, Terrans can do whatever strategy they want and then turtle behind their core 3-base setup for an insane amount of time. My opponent had no business being in this game, but because of Terran's ability to turtle, eventually grinded it out to a victory. I played bad in the early game, I walled for the wrong matchup, supply blocked myself on my second pylon and lost 4 probes to the Reaper. I managed to spot a strange move out of Marine Medevac Marauder and navigated that engagement to a healthy lead. While working down a small float of excess minerals, I managed to supply block my opponent and then devastate his economy with constant drops, all while improving the quality of my standing army. Instead of leaving like an honorable gentleman, my opponent turtles in his 3-base setup with tanks behind walls and on the high ground. I probably could have killed him 3 different times, but with my imperfect knowledge and the understanding that a turtling Terran can trade extremely efficiently, it was difficult to make that call. After being stuck in his base for the entirety of the mid-game, my opponent is 3 bases to my 5 and manages to navigate to a victory while I'm transitioning into carriers. They should have never been in this game, but Terran's ability to turtle is so strong that they had faith the whole time they could still win. It's not fair. So Captain, is Terran truly IMBA, or do I just suck? Decim. Race Protoss in the Diamond League on the North American server. And the question here is very simple. Is Terran truly imbalanced, or does he suck? Alrighty friends, here we go. Decim Ultor versus Miko is going to be our match. And Decim Ultor is the person we're looking at. Our Protoss player that struggles oh so much with the Terran race for whatever reason. Mainly because of the camping, from what I understood. A weird opener out of the Terran. Now sure, Decim Ultor messes up a little bit in the early game, and he was very honest about this as well. I appreciate that, you know. Too often I get these emails, I get these forums filled in of people saying, oh Harstem, I played the perfect game, I've never played better. No one in the world has ever played better. No one does it better than I do. And then I see the game and their core is 35 seconds late and they forget their nexus, they don't build a single probe, and it's all garbage. My man Decim Ultor says, you know what, Kevin? I am not perfect. I'm a human, just like you. And is that a bad thing? No. Yes, I lose a couple of workers to a Reaper. Sure, I can't remember what matchup it is. And yes, my build order is probably garbage. But I still manage to get ahead. And I believe that when I get ahead, I'm allowed to win. But against Terrans, you're never allowed to just straight up pick to win. Terrans can always fall back on that nasty 3-base turtle style with tanks, with a good little choke. Moondance, beautiful choke, by the way. Look at that. Bam, bam. That is hardly any structures you need to build there in order to get that full wall going here. And even if you don't have a wall, it's already a very tight choke, difficult to attack into. And I'm already empathizing here with my man Decim. Decim, you know, he struggled here. And I can feel that. I definitely can feel that. Nexus actually at a normal timing. Core actually at a normal timing. Woo! Recalls the probe as well. A high level move. Very high level move. Correct move as well if you believe you're gonna lose it. Did recall it a little bit too early. Probably could have walked away. But you know, we're gonna forget about that here for a second. Gas goes down. The actual early game build order here. The order of things is correct. The timing isn't quite correct. I mean, this adept is going to start at 2:12 because of a supply block. That is about 12 seconds too late. That would have been significant if this Reaper was in time, but for whatever reason, the Reaper also is 5 or maybe even 6 seconds late. So this is a diamond level game, and Decim doesn't say that it isn't. Decim said that it is. You know, said, yeah, this ain't perfect. Okay, this is really not perfect. There's some interesting adept moves over here. Losing 4 workers here seems more difficult than losing no workers. Oh my god. Feels like every shade is a miss. That is actually impressive. That is actually very, very impressive. Literally every single shade, he just missed it. And didn't even get the Reaper in the end here. Reaper got the full tour of the base. got every single bit of information that he ever needed, and then walks out alive. Now, I've seen a lot of bad Reaper defenses, but this definitely takes the cake. This was really, really, really poor. This was actual garbage. Man, he really didn't understate how bad he was in the early game. Did he scout here? What does he get? Okay, sees the barracks, nothing else yet. Has a stalker. Ooh, man, Miko has pretty decent Reaper control. I'm gonna be real here. SCV production probably hasn't been ruined, and the build order also is really terrible. Double Tech Lab, double Marauder production is not good. Especially not if you go into concussive first. All of this does get scouted, but Decim is already playing blind Robo. So this is... Oh wait, blink into Robo. I still think this is practically a free win just because of how bad Miko's build is. You just build any amount of units here. And you... Like, this is the type of build you hold accidentally. You know? This is not on purpose. This is if a mosquito is bothering you in your sleep, you roll over and you crush him with the weight of your body. It's like you didn't even know there was a threat to your blood coming and you just held it. This type of push can be held like this as well. If you just have any normal type of build order, you're gonna hold. However, after scouting it, Decim decides to throw down 2 more batteries. It's an interesting call. Because technically here, he's fighting a fictional threat. There is nothing coming for him that could deal any real damage. Once you have your Immortal out and a single battery, you're fine. This is like watching the Twilight movies and then starting to eat like 20 cloves of garlic every single day for the rest of your life. It doesn't really help because, like I said, you're fighting a fictional threat and you're just gonna smell pretty bad. I do believe that if you eat a lot of garlic, that the smell kind of oozes from your sweat and from your skin. It's really not a good type of smell. 20 cloves of garlic is a lot as well. I would really not recommend that. Please, that can be good for you, 20 cloves of garlic. Not good for your personal relationships, but also just health-wise. I know garlic's supposed to be healthy, but you could probably die if you eat 20 cloves of garlic every single day. I would not recommend it. And that's what you're doing here. Triple battery. I would also not recommend that. Single battery here would have been enough. Would have liked to see a robotics facility being thrown down because robotics facility against 3 Rex openers is 100% the correct call if you're planning on playing Blink into Robo anyway. Third base is kind of late for a standard game, but you made this a weird game and not a standard game due to the triple batteries. Now you move out on the map because you have the vision there with the observer. I kind of like that, but at the same time, you're really exposing your main base. What would have happened here if Miko would have just picked up 2 of these medevacts, dropped into the main base? You would have had absolutely nothing in position. Your stalkers were, well, on the wrong side of the fence in that case, and your immortals and zealots, well, you don't even have charge yet. It's not going to be capable of cutting it. Recalling into a drop with stalkers is also something I usually don't recommend. So this was a move that actually had a bunch of risk involved there. There was definitely a lot of risk, and you didn't really cover your bases there. Luckily that didn't happen, but it's still important to point out. Was that a triple stim? Like a double stim? Oh my god. Miko is very keen here on getting stuff done. Look at this. This is the cleanest hold in the world. The super battery by itself would have been enough. Like, I don't think any of the energy of the next 2 batteries is gonna get used. Hardly any. Use like 27 energy right now. That's about it. Could have had more units. Also floating a magnificent amount of money here. Look at that. Oh my god. It's like a mutual fund manager over here. This guy. He's rich. Oh boy. Now. Oh, hold that thought. What is this? It's interesting micro. This is the type of micromanaging that I really like, you know? This entire interaction. I just kind of want to go into first person for the Protoss here. So Protoss right now is on 4 gateways, has a robotics facility, and is floating 1,800 minerals. 1,800 minerals, okay? If we translate that into supply, and then we always pick the Zealot as a unit, you could warp in 18 Zealots. That means you could have 36 extra supply. Now, of course, you don't have the production for that. So maybe it's like 4 gateways and then, what is it, like a bunch more Zealots. Maybe you're going to end up adding 20 supply to this army if you macro well. It's definitely possible that right now you would be at 90 supply. Instead of trying to spend any of that money, what does Dassem Alter do over here? Look at this. We're going to watch it at half-time speed. Look at this. Whoa. Yeah, in the dead space. Picking up Stalkers. Removing the damage output from the Stalkers. Like, what is this micro even doing? I don't even... This is not micro. This is just clicking very rapidly at things. Like, I want to go over this again because this is hilarious to me. Like, there is no actual micro that is being done here. Like, he's just picking up... He blinks forward. Then he picks up 2 full health Stalkers. So he lowers the actual damage output of this army, allowing the Terran to get more shots off with the tanks and the Marauders. Then look at the following move over here. Then starts dropping the weak Stalkers. Picks up the healthy Stalkers, starts dropping the weak Stalkers. It's absolutely fabulous. This is the type of high-level move that you just don't see at the Grandmaster level anymore. Because a Grandmaster would have looked at the bank, thought to himself, meh, maybe I just A-move this fight. It's probably better than what Dassem did here. And I probably have to just add 6 gateways and a 4th base and a 5th base at the same time. And start a fleet beacon and 2 stargates. And then still be floating cash. Because holy crap is he rich. And just like in regular life, you never actually want to have money in the bank. Any good money manager, if that is a word, yeah, money managers, will tell you that. They'll tell you, you don't want to have money back. You want to have it in your index funds, in your, you buy property with it for all I care. Or, of course, you can invest in the very volatile cryptocurrencies. But not so volatile if you invest into Harcoin. Roll the tape. Harcoin is a cryptocurrency based on blockchain neural networks which explore the natural dichotomy between man and robot. I invested all my hard-earned cash into it and already made over 200% returns on my investment in just the past 3 days. If you too never want to work again and let your money do the working, be sure to invest in Harcoin. And soon your life could be like mine, spending all of your free time on hobbies like playing guitar. Sounds absolutely great, Kevin. And that could be you in a Hawaii shirt playing guitar. Man, smoke on the water never sounded so good before. Harcoin for all your blockchain needs. So yeah, Dassem, the choice is for you. Where do you want to invest it? Loads of picks. But I'd go for the Harcoin. Because good lord, that guy could play some guitar. And he can only do that due to the hard practice that he's been capable of putting in. Now, this game, despite every single mistake that Dassem has made in this game, still looks very good for Dassem. I mean, he has a bank that he can eventually hopefully use for something. He's getting extra gates, getting a nexus down, robotics bay as well, which I think is a good call. We're lacking gas in a big way. I mean, we technically are on 4 gas, but we're only mining off... Look at this, what is this? We're only mining off half a gas. Like 1 gas total, maybe? Well, one and a third, I guess, technically. We're gonna get real annoying about it. Still 2k in the bank. Classic 2k bank. Love to see it. 3rd base on the way for Miko. 3rd base slower, actually, than the Protoss 4th base. So Protoss is actually so far ahead right now. I think it might be impossible to lose this game. If I look at this game, I don't really see a way for the toss to lose. Like, you always kind of gotta think, okay, what is the worst thing that could happen here? Maybe like a drop into the main base could go very wrong. There's not a lot of vision on the map, right? So this is one of the things, actually. If you're ahead, you kind of just have to go in your head over the things that you could lose against. So it's like, okay, if I get caught out of position and I lose a base, that would be really bad for me. So you wanna get a little bit of map vision, right? Is there any unit comp that I could potentially struggle with? You should consider. It's like, okay, if my opponent gets ghost and I don't have a solid, consistent way of dishing out splash damage, I might be in trouble. So you're getting Colossi already, 2nd robotics facility as well. I think those are actually very good calls. And I think that probably lowers the risk of you losing an unlosable game. You could also say, hey, I'm not great at getting map control. Maybe I'm just going to put 4 or 5 stalkers in my main base. I'll put a battery. I'll add a cannon in there as well. And I'll be safe in my main. I think that is genuinely not a terrible call. I'm loving this harassment as well. A, because it's harassment and it can deal some damage. But B, it also scouts your opponent. It sees, hey, what is my opponent actually doing? Okay, yeah, here we go. Double drop heading towards the main. I think this is really common for Terrans to do if they're behind. But I mean, you're also dealing so much damage. Look at this. 34 workers here. 33 workers. 31 workers against 62. And you have plenty of units in position. Loads of gateways as well. This is a good enough defense, I think, that this game is becoming less and less likely for me to see the comeback happen. 1-1 up. Okay, maybe upgrades. I guess that is the final thing. There is a world in which the Terran maxes out on 18 workers and 2-2 upgrades. No, but we already have upgrades on the way. Yeah, I don't actually see a way here for the Terran to win. Like, I feel like a lot of the boxes are being checked right now. And the only box that isn't checked is the drop box. Like, we're lacking some vision on the map. That's about it. We do have very good vision of what our opponent is doing here. 17 workers against 68. This feels like a close to impossible game to lose. Army supply is quite close, so I guess there is a timing right at this moment. There's one ghost, 2 more on the way, and hey, there's 3 colossi. There's no timing here. There's also 10 gateways, and we have a 5th base on the way with cannons coming up. That's a good call. That's definitely a good call. I mean, you have an observer as well, so you see when a major move out happens, and you're building disruptors after triple colossi. Theory-wise, this is actually pretty solid play. The only thing that Decim is lacking is vision on the edges. That's it. And it's the only thing I can see here that could potentially go wrong. 6 racks, 7 racks for the Terran. Weird build order, by the way. Okay, here we go. Big stim forward, no scan. No, these Marines just gonna get absolutely blasted. These Marines are gonna get, yeah, this is not it. Nah, it's too many Colossus. It's too many Colossus. There's too many units there in general. Also 2 Immortals there. This is just a really powerful army, honestly. It's a... Like, at this point, you can just A-move and straight up win the game. There's obviously nothing that Terran can do about it. There's 3 tanks. Tanks are not that good against Zealots, though. Like, you can A-move or you can get 2-2 and go up to 6 bases. You don't have to attack into it. I mean, if your opponent stays on 3 base forever on 28 workers, like, you could just add more and more gateways and better upgrades. You do need to tech eventually, but you're so far up, it really doesn't matter. You could also scout ahead with the observer to see what's actually going on. This army isn't big enough to defend this, but even if you don't see that, then there's still like 50 options that you can go for. That would be completely okay. I like the +2 attack. I like the +2 armor. 5th base is up and running. Don't want to get more than 77 workers. I don't think so, at least. I like the thought of just staying on 77, 76, 75, something along those lines. You can have a large army, and you're also creating a bank way faster than your opponent. Now, here comes a double drop out again. There's already cannons in position. Double drop into 3 cannons and 2 batteries is simply just not going to be enough. 60 Marines also get spotted by these Zealots, and you can just send your units over there. Yeah, this is no issue. Fusion core being constructed. Is this for BCs or for Liberty? Why is this Terran actually staying in? You know, I wasn't upset initially. I thought that Decim was just memeing and said, okay, you know, my opponent is supposed to leave when I get ahead. But in this case, yeah, I'm actually feeling Decim. What did he say exactly here? My opponent had no business being in this game, but because of Terran's ability to turtle, eventually grinded it out to a victory. I kind of agree. This Terran has no business being in this game right now. There's legitimately no chance, but people like Dassem Ultor apparently give this Terran hope, because we know that Dassem Ultor eventually is going to lose. And I bet that Miko has played games like this before, where people like Dassem Ultor are too stupid to transition in time, or are too dumb to get the correct unit comp, or take an absolutely atrocious fight, giving Miko the win. But right now I'm having a very difficult time seeing how it's going to occur. Stargate transition. I kind of like the Stargate transition here as well. 2 upgrades halfway done. I mean, you're going to be up in upgrades. You're going to be up in tech. You have static defense everywhere. You're maxed out. All that we need to do right now is add like 6 more gateways or more Stargates. Yeah, this is completely fine. This is completely correct. There's even cannons in the main base already as well. You have zealot run-bys being set up. Honestly, you're playing a very solid game here, Dassem. A very solid game. Is there no thermal lens? Oh, there's no thermal lens. Okay, that's kind of a big error. Not having thermal lens is always bad, usually. Wife needs me to watch the kid. Oh, tough luck, buddy. More important things going on right now. Do you really think you can win? Oh, this guy's a bit of a prick. This guy's a massive prick. Yep. Okay, Miko is delusional. Aha. So that is how he loses. So that is how he loses. Yeah. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Dassem Ultor. Let's send a replay to YouTube Man and write a nice little story so YouTube Man gets tricked into reading my form. And then YouTube Man uses 2 fantastic or maybe 3 fantastic anecdotes on your game. And then I leave the game and my opponent doesn't actually win. And YouTube Man is going to be confused and I beat the system. No, my friend, you didn't beat the system. The system is about to beat you. Because you are going to get a suck stamp. But, Hamster, wait with it.
Ah, shit. Now I need to fix it. Kevin! Where's the glue?
A few moments later.
Alright, should be good enough.
I know you're usually a bit trigger happy with that suck stamp, Hamster. But here we have to hold off. Because usually we give a suck stamp to people because they're not good at the game. But you actually played a fine game. You played well. You outplayed your opponents. You won. Congratulations, Dassem. I hope you're happy with yourself. But you still get the suck stamp because you suck as a human being. Wasting my time, wasting everyone's time, and being a dick to poor old Miko. Miko doesn't feel like he deserved this win. He's gonna watch the replays like, I didn't want this win. He'll feel dirty getting this MMR. And it's because you, my friend, suck as a person. Hit it, Hamster. Twice. Thrice. 4 times. All over that form. Perfect. If you're sitting at home and you're thinking to yourself, haha, very funny, Dassem. I bet I could also pull a prank on YouTube Man. Don't do it. I'm not interested in it. This was a one-time thing. And people like Dassem is not okay. Okay? I do not approve of this. This is the last time we're doing this. This is the last time. Next time I'm sending an angry email and making sure that this won't happen again. Got my eye on you, Dassem. If you do, however, have a replay where you truly believe that something was imbalanced, then be sure to let me know in the comment section. No, in the description, there's a form that you can fill in. You can send it over and we'll have a look at it and we'll figure it out together. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.